So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. So in today's video, we're going to jump right in. Let us legally analyze the next suspects listed by the Nigerian police, Sam Larry and NAIRA Marley.
Samson Balogun Eletu, aka Sam Larry, is a suspect who was arrested on allegation of being complicit in the death, as well as in relation to the videos that have gone viral about bullying and assaults, which in some quarters we believe perhaps had any link with his eventual death. He was arrested, he's still in detention. Abdulaziz Fashola, aka NAIRA Marley, was also arrested and is still currently in detention for similar allegations.
Three things were mentioned by the Commissioner of Police. First, complicit in the death of Mohbad. Second, bullying. And third, assault. These are the offences that Sam Larry and NAIRA Marley have been arrested and are being detained for. You see, when Mohbad's wife, Wunmi, broke the news of his passing via her Insta stories on Instagram, a part of it read, "This nigger struggled till death. Too many pains, threatening. He has always lived with fears, continuous fights everywhere he goes to. He has never been happy for a whole day. He was called a junkie, a mad person, mental issues, so the public would have another view about him. He's dead. At least you all won. Take your trophy." So there was an impression given that his death was neither natural or caused by mistake. There was the impression given by this statement by his wife that his death was induced by a third party. Well, I'm getting that underlying tone from that message. What do you think? Drop in the comment section. That message seemed as though somebody was trying to have him killed and the person eventually succeeded at that. Now, for Wunmi, his wife, I have been seeing the comments, the private messages that I should also address her. We are getting there. We will talk on Wunmi. So if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe and turn on your bell notification so when that video goes up, hopefully the next one, you will be abreast of my opinion and possibly what the law says on Wunmi. So let's move on. After that message made it out, as though buttressing her points and adding flesh to her allegations, series of videos began to pour out showing Mohbad attacked, bullied, beaten and battered. And some of these videos had to the full glare of everyone, Sam Larry leading the mob. So yes, it isn't news that Mohbad was tracked and bullied, injured in some cases by Sam Larry or members of his team. And what's on the street has it that because Mohbad chose to depart from the record label, NAIRA Marley teamed up with his friend Sam Larry to make his life a living hell. It was as though saying that since he chose to leave Malian record, he would never be able to do music again. So his shows will be interrupted, his music video shoots will be busted. He was being tracked and battered at will by Sam Larry and members of his team. We saw the videos. At least that one is clear as crystal. Mohbad even went as far as filing an official complaint alleging threats to his life by Sam Larry to the Inspector General of Police. He petitioned the Inspector General of Police, but little was done in that respect. Then he cried out, we've all seen the videos, that if anything happens to him, NAIRA Marley should be held accountable. When all of these got out, the whole world was furious. Angry fumes oozing out of their ears, and the world demanded Sam Larry and NAIRA Marley's head on a platter. It was public opinion that they were the ones responsible for Mohbad's death. So now that the Commissioner of Police has briefed us on their involvement, what exactly does the police chief mean and what does the law say? The COP has mentioned that the duo have been arrested and are being detained for one, being complicit in the death of Mohbad. Complicity. But the exact details of their complicity were not stated. And we are desirous to know in what ways were they complicit. What connections have been established? What pieces of evidence do we have to support their alleged complicity? Being complicit is a vague and ambiguous word. It can be subject to several varying interpretations and meanings. So complicit in what sense? Did they pay the nurse to eliminate Mohbad, as several quarters have alleged? That can be complicity. Did they cause an injury to Mohbad that eventually accumulated and snowballed that led to his direct passing? That can be complicity too. Were they accomplices? Did they aid and abet the crime? Are they accessories after the fact? These are all complicities, so we need to know in what respect, in what degree, what roles did they play. When the Commissioner of Police spoke to us about every other suspect, he was clear about their involvement. He mentioned the nurse as the person that directly caused the death of Mohbad by injecting him with something that he possibly reacted to. He mentioned Prime Boy as the person that engaged Mohbad in a fight that led to that injury that the nurse had to treat. He was clear about spending and the offense of conspiracy by being that individual that procured an auxiliary nurse to treat Mohbad in a non-clinical setting. These offenses are clear, but just being complicit is too open-ended. And since the police are yet to be clear and specific on their complicity, I do not have sufficient data to form a critical analysis on Sam Larry and NAIRA Marley's complicity in Mohbad's death. So on that first point, I think I will just wait until more information is made available to the public by the police. That brings us to the next offense highlighted by the police: bullying. On bullying, to the best of my knowledge, Nigeria does not have any direct, specific laws or policies regulating bullying as a subject. I'm not entirely certain if any recent laws were enacted or passed to cover bullying as a subject, either in the Constitution or the Criminal Code or any other laws that govern Nigeria. If you know of any, please drop in the comment section. Yes, I know that recently Nigerian legislators passed a law on cyberbullying, bullying online, keyboard warriors. Oh yes, because that aspect of bullying affects them directly, you may say. So they were very quick to pass that law on cyberbullying. But for physical bullying, I'm not very certain that there is a legislation existing that covers that. But of course, there are indirect laws here and there where you can put and fix bullying under. For one, if somebody bullies you by speaking lies against you and spreading falsehood against you, you can sue the person under the law of slander. That is bullying too. And if somebody intimidates you because he or she feels that they are connected and sues you to court for no reason when there was no justifiable ground to initiate that court process, you can sue the person for an offense called malicious prosecution. That is bullying. So there are several laws where you can, just fix the offense of bullying under. But a dedicated law covering bullying as a subject in the Criminal Code or the Constitution or the Penal Code, I'm doubtful. So let us see how the police fits in this offense of bullying and how they go about it. Now, on the offense of assault. Assault as an offense is well grounded both in the criminal law and civil law of Nigeria's legislation. While in civil law, assault is defined as, let me read it out, any act which puts the plaintiff in fear that battery is about to be committed against him. Now, under civil law, the offense of assault is different from battery. Assault is the threat to batter, while battery is the act of hitting. So if I approach you menacingly with my hands like this and I do not hit you, that is assault in civil law. Because I have not hit you, it is assault. So assault is the threat, putting someone under fear and intimidation of battery. An act, a gesture, a menacing move by the defendant that puts the plaintiff in fear of immediate harm, apprehension of hurt or injury. That is assault in civil law. And from the videos, we saw when Sam Larry approached Mohbad when he was in that video shoot, sitting down. Boys behind him with all sorts of weapons, cutlass wielding urchins behind him. And Mohbad, jerked off trying to defend himself and ran away from that scene. That is assault in civil law. Now let us find out what criminal law has to say about the offense of assault. Any person who unlawfully assaults another and thereby does him harm is guilty of a felony and is liable to imprisonment for 3 years. So in criminal law, assault is merged with battery when you physically inflict pain or injury or harm on somebody else. And we have seen the videos, the bloodied videos of Mohbad, his face beaten, battered. So this qualifies for assault both under a civil suit and under a criminal trial. And it is my thinking, my belief, that the offense of assault may not be that difficult to prove in this case. It may not be too hard to establish that because the facts are speaking for themselves, at least for Sam Larry. But although it may seem obvious for this to scale in a criminal trial, in a criminal proceeding, there should still be some evidence to show Sam Larry carrying out the act of assault on Mohbad, either directly or in proxy by ordering his boys or members of his team to hit or attack Mohbad. There must be evidence. The court only deals with evidence, not sentiments, not popular opinion, not social media opinion, concrete evidence. So yes, the maximum punishment for assault as specified by the law is 3 years imprisonment. But note that the judge can either choose to pass the maximum sentence or any other period below it, never above it. Let me explain. So just as the maximum punishment for assault has been stipulated for 3 years, a sitting judge, a presiding judge in that case, can choose to sentence the accused person for that maximum that the law has prescribed, 3 years, or she can choose to exercise discretion and sentence for 2 years, but she is not at liberty to sentence higher, more than the law has prescribed. So in this case, a 4, 5, 6 year sentence is not possible, but the 3 to 1 year imprisonment sentence is 100% permissible by law. For NAIRA Marley, his case is quite tricky, quite dicey, because although it seems obvious to many people that he had a hand in Mohbad's suffering, and Mohbad himself have voiced out that if anything happens to him, NAIRA Marley should be held account. Without concrete evidence to show that NAIRA Marley indeed assaulted Mohbad or was instrumental to Mohbad's assault. Because as I have mentioned, the court does not work on what seems obvious. There is a law called the Evidence Act that guides the tendering, the weighing, the weight of evidences in trials. And that law, the Evidence Act, must be strictly abided by any judge in any case. The law works with evidence. So if truly NAIRA Marley committed these offenses that many suspect him to have committed, let us then hope that the police can establish that fact, that the police can show that he played a role either actively or passively in the assaults and attacks that Mohbad suffered. If nothing substantial can be shown linking NAIRA Marley to all these videos that we saw of Mohbad bleeding and all the petitions that he wrote and all of that, then I am afraid that legally speaking, he may be as free as a bird. So we'll keep an eye on that. A pending case is an open book. One single discovery can change the whole dynamics of a case. One single confession, one single phone call tracing, one single text message, one single revelation can change a whole case. So we're going to keep watching and see if there is indeed something linking him directly or indirectly. To close this video, let us just throw a little light on the offense of murder and manslaughter, because social media users have used that word very loosely. Oh, NAIRA MARLEY should be held for murder. He killed Mohbad. He caused his death. What does the law say? Even if the offense of assault and bullying is proven against these two men, if Mohbad's death cannot be linked or connected evidentially to the series of abuses he suffered in their hands, if truly his death was occasioned by the injections that the nurse administered to him that he reacted to, if it is shown that neither NAIRA MARLEY or Sam Larry paid anybody to inject him to death, and all these many conspiracy theories that have been flying around, if none of those many things are proven, and it only shows that there was a history of bullying and assault without any permanent damage that eventually caused death, then I'm sorry, neither the offense of murder nor manslaughter can be pinned on this duo. They may not be held for causing Mohbad's death because these two things are very different in law. Except, of course, there are more evidence than meets the eyes. More evidence than the police are willing to divulge yet. More evidence establishing a relationship, a direct connection between the acts of bullying and the cause of death. They may not be held to have killed Mohbad, but if there is a direct link, only then can they have a case to answer under the crimes of murder and manslaughter. This is what the law says, combined with my own personal perspective, opinions, and analysis. Please feel free to drop all yours down in the comment section. So guys, yes, we are still seeking justice for Mohbad. Let us keep our fingers crossed. Let us remain hopeful that the law will take its full course. My eyes will be on everything that is happening, and whenever we have something substantial that has come up, be sure that I would bring it to your notice. In our next video, we are going to be analyzing what has now turned out to be the elephant in the room: Mohbad's wife, Wunmi. Stay glued and anticipate that video. If you're new here, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't fail to hit the subscribe button, turn on your bell notifications, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your comments down in the comment section, and stay glued because we have so much more coming your way. If you love my work or you appreciate my style of journalism and you want to be more involved in my channel, don't forget that you can join my channel membership by clicking join down there very close to my channel name and become a member. Thank you once again for watching. It's me, your girl Barrister Neza, and this is Nezaville.